In order to destroy America, the conspirators are determined to eradicate faith in God and dismantle organized Christianity. Attacking Jesus and Christianity is a sacrament in Hollywood because the far left hates Jesus and everything that he stands for. It's not an overstatement to say that many in key positions of power in the entertainment industry and in politics are Satanists who will someday openly embrace Lucifer as the rebel angel kicked out of heaven for defying God.
I don't care. Good. I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. Do it again in a second. If I hear his Birkenstocks clacking this way.
That's what Hollywood thinks is great comedy. And while accepting an Emmy Award one year, Kathy Griffin said this.
A lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. So all I can say is, suck it, Jesus, this award is my God now!
Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be able to make fun of Christians, but no mainstream celebrity would dare make such insults or jokes about Muhammad because Muslims are vigorously protected against any criticism or mockery, and only wonderful things can be said about them. Same with another group, the, you know. Even a slightly edgy joke immediately ignites a barrage of attacks, and gears start moving in the well-funded and massive smear machines like the ADL and SPLC, which quickly move to destroy the person's career before they can utter another word. But hating Christians is almost as necessary as believing in climate change if you're going to be a mainstream Hollywood celebrity. There are very few open Christians in Hollywood, and most of them are has-beens like Kevin Sorbo and Kirk Cameron, who have basically been blacklisted because of being open about their faith. And Kevin Sorbo was banned from Comic-Con recently simply because he's friends with Sean Hannity. He and other Christian actors are stuck basically doing low-budget films that get little attention. They're allowed to exist for now as long as they never point out the Bible's teachings on certain subjects the left loves to celebrate. Only watered down and generic Christian messages are allowed to be said. After Guardians of the Galaxy star Chris Pratt appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and happened to discuss his spirituality, many online, including actress Ellen Page, who now goes by Elliot, who's been in the X-Men and Inception, began attacking him for being a Christian and attending a church. Saying that it's causing damage to society. Singer Ellie Goulding threatened to back out of a scheduled performance at the 2019 Thanksgiving NFL halftime show if the Salvation Army didn't pledge to donate money to LGBT causes, and she got the idea after her Instagram comments were flooded with complaints from her fans because the Salvation Army was sponsoring the game to announce their Red Kettle campaign, the bell ringing campaign that you see every year, which is a fundraiser for the homeless. Since the Salvation Army is a Christian charity, Goulding's fans freaked out, accusing them of being homophobic and transphobic, and they quickly bowed to the pressures and disavowed any anti-LGBT beliefs, which basically means they're disavowing the Bible. The Salvation Army also removed their position statement from their website that had made it clear what the scripture says and replaced it with one that's more inclusive. Yes, the world's largest Christian charity, whose very name, the Salvation Army, refers to the salvation of Christ, bowed down cowardly to the leftist activists out of fear that they would be branded homophobic. Christians are easy targets since they're much more passive than Jews and Muslims when attacked, and Hollywood just loves to stereotype us as a bunch of superstitious bigots who just don't know how to have fun. In the rare case that there is a movie favorable to Christianity that gets widespread distribution, that too is attacked. Passion of the Christ was deemed anti-Semitic because it depicts the story of Jesus' arrest, sham trial, and crucifixion. It was the most popular film about the events to be made that wasn't a straight-to-DVD release like most others, and with Mel Gibson behind it, the film became a huge success, which caused tremendous backlash. A film critic at the New York Daily News called The Passion of the Christ the most virulently anti-Semitic movie made since the German propaganda films of the Second World War. Many others angrily denounced the film when it came out back in 2004, and when the History Channel miniseries The Bible was released in 2013, the same cries rang out. Even though most Christmas movies aren't overtly Christian and instead focus on the importance of families reuniting and spending time together, that doesn't mean that they're not going to come under attack. As the war on Western culture continues, the Marxists have set their sights on Christmas too, as you know. The online liberal cesspool Salon.com ran a headline last year titled "Hallmark Movies Are Fascist Propaganda" and complained that they promote heteronormative whiteness because there aren't enough LGBT characters in them or people of color. Quote, Hallmark movies, with their emphasis on returning home and the pleasures of small domestic life, also send a not-so-subtle signal of disdain for cosmopolitanism and curiosity about the larger world, they said, which is exactly the sort of attitude that helps breed the kind of defensive white nationalism that we see growing in strength in the Donald Trump era. The article went on to say that because the Hallmark Channel airs so many Christmas movies, it is promoting, quote, a set of patriarchal and authoritarian values that are more about white evangelicals defining themselves as an ethnic group and not about a genuine feeling of spirituality. The very fact that they're presented as harmless fluff makes it all the more insidious the way that they work to enforce the very narrow, white, heteronormative, sexist, provincial ideas of what constitutes normal. The article wasn't satire. Salon.com has a deep-seated hatred of Christianity, conservatives, and families, and is another cog in the cultural Marxist machine working to destroy the United States. Comedian Whitney Cummings was reported to the Human Resources Department of a major Hollywood studio after she wished the crew of a TV show she was working on Merry Christmas when they wrapped up for the year. She made the revelation while speaking with Conan O'Brien last December, and Conan asked her if she was being serious, and she said it was a true story, elaborating that it was when she was leaving and she just said, "Bye guys, Merry Christmas," and when she returned from vacation after New Year's, she was called to HR and scolded.
Last year, I was working on a TV show, got in trouble with Human Resources for saying Merry Christmas to an intern.
Is that true?
That's true.
Yeah, but in these times we're in, that could like trigger someone or offend them if it's not their holiday.
She didn't say which network it was, but she's been involved with some major shows like NBC's Whitney, where she played the main character, as well as CBS's sitcom Two Broke Girls, which she created and was a writer for. I wouldn't be surprised if someday in the near future various major retailers stop playing Christmas music in December in attempts to be more inclusive, since it leaves non-Christians feeling ostracized. And once liberals realize that the word Christmas is derived from Christ's Mass and that it's actually a commemoration of the birth of Jesus, they may finally go over the edge and deem Christmas just as offensive as Columbus Day or the 4th of July and demand that it be banned. There's so much more to this subject, and if you want a serious and in-depth analysis of entertainment's effects on society, then order my new book, Hollywood Propaganda: How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture. Get it in paperback from Amazon.com while you can, or download the ebook from any of the major ebook stores. And of course, there's a link to the Amazon listing down in the description below, so head on over there and check it out.